Hey guys! Welcome to Mama's Voice. In this program, we will meet priests from around the globe. We will discuss interesting features of their lives, from their humble beginnings, their calling, the churches, and more. Today on Mama's Voice, Mama Mary's Voice, let us reminisce the life of the late Reverend Father Marius Roque, former rector of the Metropolitan Cathedral of San Fernando, Pampanga. Let us look back on his life as a priest. Join us as we remember him in this interview.
I am Father Marius Roque. I'm from Del Pilar, City of San Fernando. At sa pamilya namin, 3 kami magkakapatid. At yung 2 kapatid ngayon, mga professional na. Yung isa nagtatrabaho sa City Hall, sa Angeles. Yung isa sa UP Diliman as a teacher. At ako bilang isang pare. At nag-aral ako elementary and high school up to second year college sa University of the Assumption, no? And it was there that I discovered my vocation kasi Catholic school, no, may misa araw-araw when I was in college. Doon nag-develop ang aking vocation. Actually, this cathedral is very meaningful to me kasi dito ako nabinyagan. I was baptized in this church. Ang aking mga magulang, dito rin sila ikinasal. And then, dito ako nag-first communion. No? Tapos, every Sunday, when I was a little boy, yung mga magulang ko, dito kami nagsisimba kasama ng pamilya namin. Kaya, very memorable spiritually ang Metropolitan Cathedral para sa akin. No? And then, after the second year college, I took up accountancy sa Assumption. It was on May 12, 1981 that I took up the entrance test at the Mother of Good Counsel Seminary, no? At maybe it was God's will, pumasa ako. So after that, I entered the seminary. So nag-graduate ako sa seminary ng philosophy 1985. And then I finished my theology in 1989. I was ordained a deacon March 31, 1989 sa seminary. And then as a priest, I was ordained December 11, 1989. By the way, yung aking ordination, it was also the wedding anniversary of my parents. No? Kaya for me, it was a grace-filled day para sa akin. So dito sa cathedral, I am the rector. No, hindi ako parish priest, rector. Meaning I am managing this place on behalf of the Archbishop. Kasi sa kanya ito. Ang cathedral ay para sa obispo. So I have to manage it for him. Kaya ako yung rector. I'm not the parish priest. No? So ikalawa, I am working as the ecclesiastical notary of the Metropolitan Tribunal, yung mga humihingi ng dispensation sa kanilang mga canonical marriage, no? And then third, I'm also an exorcist of the Archdiocese. So yung 3 role ko sa Archdiocese natin. So dito bilang rector, I have to see to it yung pinakauna, it's always the liturgy, no? Kasi pag darating ang mga tao sa simbahan, ang unang titingnan nila, maayos ba ang misa? Kaya ako bilang parish priest, kahit na when I was in my other assignments, no, ang palagi kong tinitingnan, paano ba nagbabasa yung mga lectors, mga lecom, paano ba nagseserve yung mga knights, paano ba umaawit yung mga choir. I have to see to it na as much as possible, they must do their best sa kanilang ministry. Why? Kasi we have to give the best to God, no? We have to give the best sa ating ministry sa Diyos. Hindi dapat palpak, hindi dapat para bang malamig tayo. But let us do our ministries na mahal natin ang Diyos, we do it with enthusiasm, we do it with excitement and life. So as an exorcist, yung mga sinasapian ng masamang espiritu, okay, mga may kulam, no? We have to deliver them from what is holding them bondage. Yung mga evil spirits na nagpapahirap sa kanila. At dalawang deliverance yan. It's personal, kung yung mga evil spirits nakadikit sa kanila, or it is possible, yung kanilang mga tahanan, yung kanilang bahay ang may evil spirits. No? So yung pagde-deliverance, it is either by person, we have to deliver them yung pagkatao nila, o kaya yung kanilang mga bahay, kapag haunted house, yun pong ginagawa po natin. So ang ginagamit po natin yung mga prayers ng simbahan para tulungan po natin sila. Okay, siguro as rector of the Metropolitan Cathedral, dalawang mabigat na challenges ang napunta sa akin. So before the April 2019 earthquake, I was asked to come to the cathedral as the rector. So I said yes to the Archbishop. Maayos pa noon, maayos. Pagkatapos, April 22, biglang lumindol, naapektuhan ng simbahan. Kaya if you notice, may mga scaffoldings dito, naapektuhan ng konti ang structure nito. Kaya for how many months, April, May, June, July, up to August, bilang sinara ang simbahan. No? So yun yung unang challenge sa akin. Nagmimisa kami doon sa parking space, nakatent lang kami. Sa weekday masses sa lalim ng kumbento, may chapel na maliit. No? So in terms of love offering, konti lang because konti lang nakakapagsimba. Kaya talagang nahirapan ako yung first few months ko dito. And then, when I was given the go signal to use the cathedral, so okay na, ayos na. No? Tapos biglang dumating ang pandemya last March 2020. So kakapasok pa lang namin, nagsara na naman kami ng how many months. No? At pagkabukas, social distancing ang mga tao kaya hindi ito puno.
When we return, we will still continue to remember the life of the late Reverend Father Marius Roque. Stay tuned on Mama's Voice, Mama Mary's Voice. Still watching Mama's Voice, Mama Mary's Voice. Please like and share our social media accounts to know more about our Mama's Voice. Back on our interview.
So, saan kami nahirapan? Una, hindi ka makapag-minister sa mga tao. Ngayon, no? Noon, nung pag-lockdown, for 3 months wala kami ginagawa. Bawal pumunta sa mga bahay, bawal mag-bless ng patay, bawal mag-anoint ng may sakit, bawal mag-misa sa labas. And then, sa kalagitnaan ng lockdown, nag-umpisa na kami ng live stream masses. At doon namin ginagawa noon sa lalim ng chapel, sa ilalim ng kumbento. No? So we were having live stream masses 3 times a week. Magkatapos bigla tayong nagbukas, mga July. So konti pa rin nakakapasok, pero yung misa natin, it's 6 days a week. Actually, nabawasan pa rin no? Nahati yung mga misa namin kasi konti lang yung mga nagsisimba. Kaya sabi ko, just twice a day every weekdays, 5 times a day sa Sundays. So yun lang. Tapos bumalik na yung pag-anointing sa mga may sakit, kapag may blessing, kapag may namatay, bumalik na yon, no? So yung medyo naantala ngayon, yung First Communion at saka yung Kumpil kasi yung mga estudyanteng mga bata, hindi pa sila nakakapasok. Kaya napakarami po natin mga project o dapat gawin na alantala because of the lockdown. I've been a priest for 31 years. No? This coming December, mga 31 years na ako. So yung unang assignment ko, it was in the seminary. I was assigned in the seminary for 12 years. Pagkatapos as a parish priest sa San Isidro, Bacolor. After 6 years, I was assigned as a guest priest dito. Guest priest lang, no? After 3 years, nalipat ako sa San Matias for 3 years. And then sa Santo Niño, another 6 years. And then last 2019, nalipat ako dito as rector of the cathedral. So actually, yung unang challenge, you have to see to it that when you celebrate Mass, you are prepared. No? We are prepared for the homily. Tapos, yung kailangan ng ibang tao na wala sa schedule kapag may namatay, humihingi ng blessing, yun. You have to be prepared for those things. Tapos pag minsan, you have to impose the rule of the church sa mga parishes. And sometimes people may not understand why the church is imposing these rules. No? Pag minsan may tao nagagalit, ganon. Pero as a parish priest, you have to do your best na yung gusto ng simbahan, I will try to impose, to fulfill them in my respective parishes. So basically, gano'n yung mga challenges namin. Then yung first parish ko, San Isidro, when I was assigned there, katatapos pa lang ng lahar. Kaya napakahirap nung buhay namin noon sa San Isidro, pero I was able to go through with it, no? Yun ang mga iba't ibang challenges. Yun. Actually, magtataka ka, I was not even a member of the Knights of the Altar. But when I was in college, I go to Mass every day sa chapel sa Assumption. And I think doon nag-start yun, no? Yung vocation ko when I was a daily churchgoer sa university, doon nagano yung kagusto kong maging pari ako. Though initially I didn't like it, natakot ako, pero finally I said yes and I took the entrance test May 12, 1981. Usually noon, nagbabiking ako noon, no? Tapos konti pag minsan, I used to play the piano in the seminary. And then I stopped dahil naging pari na ako. After 30 years, I started it again. Kasi pag minsan bilang pare, or as any other ordinary person, sometimes you have to engage yourself with other interests. So Metropolitan Cathedral, it was founded in 1759. And then it was a parish under the Archdiocese of Manila. So imagine natin, parish lang ito ng Archdiocese of Manila. So napakalayo ng center, nasa Manila. And during that time, the only way to travel hill is the train. Yung tren dito sa Santo Niño, no? Yun ang paraan ng pag-travel. At it was named and founded and named after Ferdinand III, the King of Castile and Leon of Spain. And then yung pinaka-patron saint niya ay Our Lady of the Assumption. At yung first parish priest, si Father Sebastian Moreno. Then this building, this church, was built in the late 18th century or late 1700s, no? Kaya makikita po natin ito, talagang ginawa ng mga Kastila. If you look at the walls, napakakapal, no? Tapos makikita nyo yung ginawa ng mga talyeres doon, makikita nyo adobe pa yung nasa loob niyan, adobe, no? So yan ang original wall ng unang simbahan. Pagkatapos 1828, nagkaroon ito ng damage at may ginawa sila, no? They did some repairs. And then May 5, 1899, the soldiers of Antonio Luna, they burned this church. Kasi alam po natin, yung mga pare noon, mga Kastila, ay galit yung mga revolutionaries sa mga Kastila. So sinulog nila yung kumbento at simbahan dito. And then after that, ginawa na naman ito. And then 1939, nasunog na naman. No, nasunog na naman ito. And then, nirestore na naman. And after the war, it was its final restoration. At yung nag-restore dito, si Architect Fernando Ocampo. No? Kaya makikita yung pangalan niya sa harapan, nakalagay yung pangalan niya doon. So yun yung history ng building. Ngayon, what is the spiritual relevance of this building, of this cathedral? Una, as I have said, it was a parish under the Archdiocese of Manila. And then, in December 11, 1948, ang San Fernando ginawang diocese. Okay? So, mayroon siya sariling obispo who will handle the parishes. Pero the diocese was a suffragan of the Archdiocese of Manila. So, kapag may problema, ang takbuhan ay ang Archdiocese of Manila. And then, 1980s or late 70s, I was still in high school then, alam po yun, no? Ginawang Archdiocese ang San Fernando. So meaning, totally separate na from Manila. And then, ang unang Archbishop dito ay ang late Archbishop Emilio Sinense. No? So, anong ibig sabihin na ito ay Archdiocese? So, metropolitan siya, meaning there are other dioceses around it na iniingatan din ng ating Archdiocese. Bataan, Zambales, Interlac. So, ito ang naging metropolitan ngayon. Kapag may problema sa ibang mga dioceses na kapaligid sa atin, dito sila tumatakbo para humingi ng tulong.
When we return, we will continue to remember the life of the late Reverend Father Marius Roque. All this and more on Mama's Voice, Mama Mary's Voice. Welcome back on Mama's Voice, Mama Mary's Voice. Don't forget to like and share our social media accounts to know more about our Mama's Voice. Back on our interview.
Kanina, you asked me about the challenges, no? So definitely, because of the earthquake and pandemic, nahirapan tayo sa ministry. Tapos, iba pa yung para sa katedral, no? Pero I think medyo maswerte ako, among the churches that were damaged during the 2019 earthquake, this was the least damaged of all these churches. If you notice, may mga scaffoldings kasi may konting siwang yung sa kisame. Pero nung chinek po ng mga engineers, it is actually safe. Pero we want to be sure that it is safe, kaya naglagay kami ng para mga structures dito para kung may malalaglag, hindi diretso pupunta sa mga tao, no? Pero we were given the assurance, konti lang yung na-damage. Pero actually sa altar, yung flooring, nagkaroon ng konting crack, tsaka dito sa gitna, yung flooring may crack din. But what is important at present, we are able to use the cathedral, no? Sa aming mga religious services. Yun ang mahalaga. So yung mga ibang repair, so nag-fundraising kami, ang munang gagawin namin siguro ibabalik yung mga electric fan kasi kapag summer ang init dito, no? Tapos naghihintay pa kami from Talleres, yung sa Church Heritage, kung ano pang recommendation nila. So because of the pandemic, nahinto yung studies nila, pero mag-communicate sila sa amin para masabi pa nila sa amin kung anong dapat gawin sa ating katedral. 4 kaming pare, no? Ako, si Father Ligan Barameda, Father Carty Bacalino, and Father Erwin Garcia. Okay? And what is this exorcism? the first exorcist is Jesus Christ. No? Alam natin, the gospel, He drove away a lot of evil spirits from people. And anong ginagawa ng mga evil spirits na ito? They enslave people. No? Sinasaktan, they enslave them sa kasalanan, pinahirapan ng katawan. That's why exorcism actually is a form of deliverance for people. And let us not forget, Jesus mismo, utos siya sa mga alagad niya, He's giving them the power to drive away evil spirits. Ngayon, nung Vatican II, biglang nawala ang exorcism. Kasi naging masyadong modern, pati ang simbahan, para bang ayaw nang maniwala na may mga evil spirits. No? Pero since Vatican II, napakaraming karanasan ng mga tao, hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas. No, it is also true in Europe, South America, United States. Napakaraming mga tao that are enslaved by evil spirits, pinapahirapan. Kaya si Pope Benedict, ni-revive niya ang ministry ng exorcism. At sa aking karanasan, no, if we believe in goodness, definitely there's also evil. So ganun po yung ginagawa namin bilang exorcist. It is something that we do for the person or we do for their possession, yung mga ari-arian nila. Sometimes evil spirits can retaliate. Pagbisan, ang retaliation nila yung mga possessions namin. No? Pagbisan may mga risk, may mga retaliation. And we have to pray for protection, no? Para hindi mangyari yung retaliation nila. As a priest, we can perform minor exorcisms. Pero as an exorcist, we need the appointment and approval of the Archbishop. Kaya kami mga apat na exorcist, meron kaming, we are recognized by the Archbishop, assigned by the Archbishop. Magdasal. Kahit hindi ka nakakapagsimba, go to Mass live stream. No? Yun ang una. Take care of your spiritual life. Second, sa pamilya, magmahalan kayo. Kapag may pagmahal, the devil cannot enter the family. No? I want to repeat that. Kapag may pagmamahal sa pamilya, the devil will not be able to enter that family. Tapos yung ikatlo, so you have to be aware of your own weaknesses. Kasi kung hindi ka aware, doon ka atakihin ng evil spirit. No? Simula na nauso ang live stream, nagre-report ako sa mga tao once a month. No? Anong nangyayari sa simbahan, anong pwede kong gawin, financial report, pagbisan sinasabi ko rin. No? At siguro for me, yung nakakalungkot, hindi pa nakakarating ang mga tao sa simbahan, hindi pa nakakapasok ang marami. And for me, yun ang nakakalungkot sa amin. No? And I'm looking forward to the day na yung mga senior citizens, yung mga bata, makakabalik ulit dito upang magsimba. Kasi alam natin, bawal eh. Pagminsan kapag may matatanda na katayo doon, para bang nako'y nahiya, no? But I have to follow the protocol of the government. So yun lang po siguro na humihingi ako ng dispensa kung yung mga gusto magsimba, hindi pa rin sila makapasok. Because gusto ng gobyerno, we have to be safe, no? At sana po we just pray to God na lumipas na ang pandemyang ito. And then we can, pagkatapos, yung iba't ibang mga program natin, magagawa natin. Kasi cancel din ang First Communion ng mga bata, canceled ang kumpil, kasi we cannot gather the children, no? Yung ibang mga programs natin na cancel. Another one, yung meron kaming free clinic. Kasi mga doktor namin medyo malapit na senior citizen, hindi sila makalabas, kaya pati yung free clinic namin na-cancel din. No? And hopefully, God willing, pag nag-normal na, balik tayo sa dating ginagawa natin para we can gather together as a family.
have it, guys. Thank you for joining us in this episode of Mama's Boys. Hope to see you in our future episode. This has been your host, Karen Dane. Jamata Raishune!